to that point, but that's what it is. I mean, last week, yes, indeed, the Ghana Bar Association issued a statement on these evolving matter relating to the removal of the Chief Justice, okay? And it is indeed a fact that they made a subtle call, okay, on the president, because at the time, they were not seized with the facts or the entirety of all the facts that subsequently became public, okay, where they said that while the GBA recognizes the constitutional prescriptions for the removal of the Chief Justice under Article 146, 6 to 10 of the Constitution, and mindful of the fact that presently the entire matter is sub judice, it is the hope and belief of the GBA that the actors involved in the whole process would have the time-tested tenets of the rule of law as their guiding principles, and in its application follow the spirit of the law. Okay, this was a subtle call that yes, you may have complied with 146, okay, in referring the matter to the Council of State, and yourself having established a prima facie and proceeded to set up the committee. But we expect that you'll be guided by the spirit of the law in all the dealings with respect to this matter. I've said that right from the very beginning, listening to Sremsai and some commentary, of course, prior to Sami Jemfi's confirmation of his interception of the petition and the responses, and making quotes of same on the media platform, I was prepared to give the government a benefit of the doubt, in spite of all the comments that they had made during the election and in the past with respect to the composition of the court and the need for them to reset it, in their words, to get some balance, if you like. I was prepared to give them the benefit of the doubt because, after all, the Chief Justice is not above the law. And
quickly, you're saying that until Sami Jemfi spoke,
yes,
like
until
a week ago,
yes,
you had not heard anybody try to say that these are the contents of the petition or responses.
I didn't hear anybody make reference to them.
Do you watch Good Evening Ghana?
Do I watch Good Evening Ghana? Every now and then I do, yes.
You do?
Every now and then, yes.
But they had published like a week before.
That what?
What
was
supposed to be the content in full detail?
In full detail, including the Chief Justice's
including responses.
I didn't hear them.
Okay.
Well, Sami Jemfi was the first person that I heard him speak on.
Really?
He said, yes.
Okay.
That he said he had intercepted, and he's here, the responses and made some commentary thereof. I, in all honesty, hadn't seen the Good Evening Ghana.
I had a copy long before the Sami Jemfi was heard.
I did not. But,
referring to
that's
the
it.
part of the
not a problem
report.
At all.
Yeah.
My point is that I was prepared to give government a benefit of the doubt. Okay. But when I heard comments with respect to some of the responses that the Chief Justice had made, subsequently I read a post that Diana Sunar Badapa had posted. I said, let's hold on a minute. Really, is it in furtherance of their avowed position to, as it were, change the composition of the court, the reason why they are doing this thing? Thankfully, subsequently, we also saw the full publication of the petition and the responses that the Chief Justice had issued. Coincidentally, 2 days or so after that, the Ghana Bar Association then held its media conference, at which time they were seized with the full documents that relates to the attempted removal of the Chief Justice. And Samson, I'm not so sure whether you, having read the petition and the responses of the Chief Justice, you would agree that a prima facie case had been set for which a committee has to be put together to, as it were, go into the merits of the matter. I did not get that sense when I read it. And so it affirmed my belief in what was out in the public domain, that this was nothing but the, concerted effort, preconceived, to remove the Chief Justice. Okay, and in doing so, they had not complied with the full tenets of the Constitution. Okay, and so when the statement came,
so preconceived such that all the petitioners were procured by, say, the president.
I don't know, but it won't be far-fetched at all.
So that the petitioners, the claims they are making were made up.
I'm saying that it will not be far-fetched.
That,
of course,
the police officer who says he was arrested and detained unlawfully, all of that would have been made up. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that it will not be far-fetched.
Okay.
The Chief Justice has responded. We've seen her responses. I'm not so sure whether a prima facie case has been made out for a committee to be set up to go into the merits of the matter. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, and I believe that many people who have read have the same view. Okay, we in the MPP believe firmly that this is nothing but a concerted effort by the NDC government to further their objective of removing the Chief Justice and nothing more. And thankfully, the Ghana Bar Association, when they issued their statement following the full publication of the document, I believe have come to that conclusion as well. Hence, the statement that they issued calling on the president to revoke the suspension. Okay, and I believe strongly that it's in order. The call is in the right direction. His Excellency the President should act and revoke the suspension and let the processes continue.
But let's be clear, did the GBA say that the petitions were frivolous and that they could not meet a...
Well, it is not for them to say, but clearly on the suspension of the Chief Justice, which flowed from the petition and the committee...
That's their substantive concern.
That's their substantive concern, and I agree with them entirely. Okay, I hear people suggest that the decision in Ransford, France, okay, has dealt conclusively with the matter of the exercise of discretion, and that non-publication of regulations in themselves does not invalidate the decision, okay, to as it were, exercise the discretion in a certain manner. I do not think so at all, okay? Ransford, France was clear to the effect that, yes, regulations are required. However, to the extent that the Electoral Commission has not done so and have proceeded to create the new constituencies, the court will not invalidate it, but proceeded to encourage the authorities to put in place regulations that will govern the exercise of discretion under 296 of the Constitution. That position was affirmed in Afoko as well. So to suggest that this matter, which is not a mere administrative act, which is one that is unique, there is no need for regulations to guide the exercise of that discretion. I completely disagree. Okay, and I will urge the people of Ghana to come out fully on Monday, 5 a.m., okay, to join like-minded political parties who are going out there to demonstrate for the right things to be done to save our judiciary from the attack that the present government is putting it through.
Are you saying that your decision as MPP to do a demonstration is the same as the basis of the GBA's resolution?
Not at all. We are saying that the entire process is a machination, is calculated to remove the Chief Justice, attack the court, and so we are going out to demonstrate and air our views to the president. We're going to present 3 petitions to him.
Do you think that it is possible to use this process to remove a Chief Justice who has done absolutely no wrong?
What process? 146?
That's so.
Without the, and of course, why not?
Somebody who has done no wrong at all.
So what wrong has the Chief Justice done?
No, I'm only asking you that.
What wrong has she done?
I can't.
The crux of the allegation is hinged on the travel. That's it.
Professor Kweku has done things differently.
And what does he think?
The allegation which was contained on his petition, which finds expression in one of the petitions about the CJ being the one to make recommendations for appointment of Supreme Court judges and reconstitution of panels.
What was wrong? What was wrong with that?
He says that it's such an anathema, an unforgivable sin that a Chief Justice who sits in the Supreme Court with her peers will now become the one who determines or recommends who should be appointed as a justice of a court where they are equals. It will become a difficulty for the judges there to begin to operate independently because for judges to operate independently because they are looking to CJ may recommend me, may not recommend me, and that is such an aberration.
But the recommendation to the president, okay, does it circumvent the process that the Judicial Council has to play, or the role that the Judicial Council has to play in determining who becomes justice of the Supreme Court? Does it? As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't. So really, how does that become a basis for saying that she had acted in a wrongful manner, hence she ought to be removed?
Okay.
I do not see so at all. She is the head of the judiciary. She's privy to the performance or the output of some judges. And if she believes that these people have excelled to the point where they ought to be promoted, she is within her right to trigger the process to the appointing authority and make a recommendation in any event. Who says that the president is bound to listen to a recommendation? And even if the president agrees to a recommendation, the process that is outlined in the Constitution would certainly have to go through.
That's right.
So what's the issue? Samson, the issue pure politics. You and I know.
The issue they raise is that
we know
Article 144.
That this is nothing but pure politics.
You've said that before. Article 144 on the appointment of judges. 144.2 says, 144.1 says, the Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President, acting in consultation with the Council of State and with the approval of Parliament.